Hi. Okay. I'm just doing a little short video on how to harvest the happy mushrooms. Okay? That come in a bag. Okay? First thing first, if you see that they're purple or blue, they look bruised. It's not mold. It's bruising, I guess, but it's just because of I'm probably in the mail or something, against the plastic. It's the silicon being oxidized. That's it, perfectly normal. Okay, anyway, so I have 2 bags. This one's pretty much done. So I had them closed for about 3 weeks. Last time I actually opened, I had slid it a little bit because it didn't look like there was moisture in the bag. But they grew perfectly well, so I just slit the bags, 2 of them. Sterile field first. I sterilized everything, including my hands, the scissors. Okay, I sliced the bag, not in half, just in the front, so that you can fold it over. If you slice the whole bag, you're going to be in trouble. Don't do that. Okay, so this is what I'm getting from my first flush and my first bag. It looks like a lot, but when they dry out, you know, obviously they shrink and stuff. But I'll tell you, I get exactly an ounce every time. I get about 3 ounces from one bag. I mean, it's exactly what they say. Okay? There's a few things I've done differently than what they've said. Okay, so I've scraped all the mushrooms out of that one. Okay? And then the way I clean it, you just want to get all this. Look at that one. Wah, wah. I either cut it off or I just use a plastic knife. But it's as easy as that. See, you just cut off the bottom. Okay. Now, one thing they don't tell you, happy mushrooms, is to rinse them all off because they are slimy. And they do say you should wear gloves. You can wear gloves if you want. I just like working with. I like the sliminess. As long as your hands are sterile, it should be okay. Okay. So, but what they don't tell you is to rinse them all off first, which I've never done that, but I'm going to do it. And I know it's like, oh, you want them to dry as fast as possible, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to make much of a difference. It's just not in terms of time-wise. Now, in terms, see, I just scrape them off on the bottom. Okay. I like to try to leave, like little families together like that. You don't want to break up the families. We all know how that turns out. Okay. So, yeah, a plastic knife definitely does the job. Okay. See, it's all this black stuff. Okay. Again, the blue is not mold. It's just, I broke the family. I'm such a home wrecker. Okay, so, I like to get every bit off because I'm a perfectionist. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting them into the strainer. Okay? Yeah, and as soon as you take them off out of the substrate, they turn blue. They're no longer, they've now been exposed to air also. So the one thing that is totally different for me this time too, I did it precisely right. You should definitely do exactly what they say to do too, more or less. So they send you this bag. They send you this bag with, rubber bands. Very nice of them. So you want to put it, as soon as you get them, sealed bag, as soon as you get them, you want to put this around the bottom with the rubber band to keep it dark, okay? And I did that. Maybe I didn't have it tight enough last time, but I am so happy because look, because I did that, no mushrooms are growing on the side now, and that's how they can get really blue if they're touching the bag. But if you can see here, look at, it's all white how it should be on the side. Last couple times I had mushrooms all here. I really didn't want to take this out of the bag because then you got to make the hole bigger and stuff. But I'm happy with the way it looks. It's nice and white, and I'll show you what to do to prepare it for the next flush. Okay? And also, I do not, a couple times I put them in the oven, okay? Like they said, you put it on the lowest setting and with the oven door open a little bit, okay? Yeah, I don't do that anymore. I mean, you can, I guess. It's not really going to dry them any quicker. And they don't look as pretty, okay? They shrivel up and they get black, more or less, okay? I find that just as, see, that's it. I just cut off all the, and put them right in my strainer. And even though it doesn't look like a mushroom, per se, that's still good. We all know the dark part's good. In terms of the oven, in terms of drying them out. A simple room temperature with a fan takes about 3 or 4 days, okay? The oven's not going to be any quicker. There's a chance of burning them, and I don't like putting heat in them. I feel like it kind of shrivels them up. They're a lot better with just the regular room temperature, room air, and just the basic fan, okay? The fan doesn't have to be on it either. It could just be like a room fan as long as there's circulation. And I have a fan on 24/7 anyway. I also did all my pot seeds today too. It's hard to do it in a condo, but I did it last year, and again, I'm doing it different this year. I got all the kits from Strong Seeds. They're a really good company. Took advantage of that $4.20 discount there. Anyway, back to the shrooms. These are hillbillies. They don't tell you what they are, believe it or not. The very first time I got them, see the listing here? The very first time I got them, they told me. But this is like my 4th or 5th time getting them. They don't tell you, okay? I'm going to assume they are because they look the same, okay? It is a little strange they don't tell you, but they're good, trust me. They're really good. Because I usually have like 3 or 4 kinds for people to choose from. And everybody prefers. 9 out of 10 people prefer these. Okay? You want to tell people about it, but you might not want to because bye-bye business. Okay, yeah, I decided to get 2 bags at a time this time. Okay, so I'm going to come back to these. Okay, and all this stuff, you just throw away. Pick out the good, don't throw away these little ones. Okay, I'm going to go back in them all at once so I can show the other bag, okay? I'm going to show you the other bag here. Probably should have got a bigger plate here. But yeah, all these little pieces are good. Don't throw the little pieces away. Like this, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, this is garbage. Okay, garbage. Okay. So, yeah, and by the way, it does look like a lot. This is from this one. This is just from this one bag. All this, okay? Again, you'll see, I'll do another video when they dry out in a couple, I'm going to say like 4 days, 4 or 5 days. So, don't weigh them until they're completely dry, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, this probably weighs at least 1/4 pound, just the one. So don't even bother weighing them until they're completely dry. Okay, so don't set yourself up for disappointment. Okay, so I'm gonna put this bag aside because I'm gonna prepare them both at the same time. Okay, so then keep everything. Now that they're open for my next flushes, I got to make sure there's moisture in there. So I just spray. You don't spray directly on them either. You spray in the bag. Okay, but we'll tell you about that later. And I always put a little bit of baking soda. Not baking soda, what's it called? Hydrogen peroxide, just a little bit. So that prevents any contamination. Okay? So anyway, here's this baby. Okay? You only need this on, when you're first growing them. Okay? I think. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, see, look at this. Look how nice and white that is. Like, again, last time, all of my mushrooms were all down here. They were underneath, and I had to take this whole thing out and everything. But even this is kind of like a big holdup. But look at that. Once they start sprouting, they're it's fast. It was just one day. It took exactly what they said, exactly 2 weeks. Okay, so I'm not sure about putting this back on, but I don't think so. Okay, but yeah, guys, I'm so happy about this. That looks really good. It should be nice and white around here. Which means it didn't get any sunlight, and that's good. You don't want it to get sunlight down. You don't want them growing all over the place, because that's why they get blue like this, literally. That's why they get blue from touching the bag. Okay? So, they're still good, but, you know, you want pretty mushrooms. Okay, so this is how I get them out. You don't take the whole thing out. You can, but I don't. Okay? Definitely not, okay? So you cut it just in the front, not the whole bag, because you're going to end up going like this and sealing it. Okay? And right under the filter patch. Okay? This is already done. Okay? Okay? So I have sterile scissors. Okay? Wow, really, so many. And I just go right under, they come out easily, right under the bottom of the mushroom, and just pull them out. See that? They're cute. Okay? Basically the whole top row. Okay? One thing you gotta be really careful of when you're doing this, you can use plastic fork also. The scissors are easy because you can just like cut. Be very careful not to cut this bag. If you cut through the other side, you're gonna, you know, it's gonna suck. It's definitely gonna suck. So just be careful. You know, treat them nice. Remember, we all started off as a mushroom. Okay. We all started off as a drop of water. Okay. See, these are coming off clean. But I'm going to clean them all at once. Just like that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay? See, look, now these have been out of there for about half hour. See how they turned that color? I can't turn these lights on. These are on a timer. See how they turned color? Because they got air. See how white these are? I just opened this bag. Okay? They're going to turn blue and start shrinking. Okay, so again, you just want to cut this. Don't cut through the bag. Don't cut through too deep down there. And they come off pretty good. You can just lift it off. Okay, see? That's a clean cut there. But I'm still going to clean it. Okay. Probably could have waited another day or so for these because I still got a lot of little ones. But they'll grow for the next. They call it a flush, okay? They call them ounces. Yeah, see all that? Yeah, you definitely want to get that off, okay? You can either cut it, but I'm going to do all this afterwards, all at once. Comes off really easy. More, okay? Okay. I figured I'd make a video because, and I never do this type of thing, because you do want to make sure you do it exactly right. Like, little things could mess it up. Like cutting the bag in half could mess it up. Opening it too soon can mess it up. So little things. So, you know, sometimes your first bag, you know, you may live and learn and make a few mistakes. So I'm trying to help you guys so that you don't, okay? Again, be careful you don't cut through the other side, okay? So, they come up pretty easily. Okay? See? Pretty clean, too. Okay? So, around there. Yeah, they look good. Cornell 77, a show that never happened. by the way. I don't know if anybody knows that. Cornell, 1977 Grateful Dead show. One of the greatest shows on earth, right? It didn't happen. That's another video. But yeah, look into it. Google it. You'll see. Cornell 77. Basically called to show that never happened. Okay, all right, here we go. So here we go. Look at this one. Boom. Look at that. Let's see how easy it comes out. Look at that. Boom. Okay. And then I just go like this. I just go like this. There's not much on it. Okay. Or if there's not a lot on it, you just scrape it. Again, I'm trying to keep the families together. This will probably break up actually. I like the feel of them. You could, you should wear gloves. I guess you could wear gloves, but you don't have to, as long as your hands are clean. Okay. Okay. See? Boom. There you go. So now I'm going to rinse these in the strainer. So that'll just get the rest off. But look at that. Sweet. I'd say this is about 2 pounds. Oh, probably 2 pounds. Maybe a pound. I'm going to weigh it heavy. Let's just see real quick. Okay. Take a guess of how much this weighs. Right here. Okay, so 86.32 grams. That's how much this weighs. Okay. So that comes out to 3 ounces. 3 ounces. This is what? Pretty, right? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Don't get all excited and wait. You gotta wait a few days, okay? That's fun. I like cleaning them. It's fun. I'm surprised they actually go quick. I think it was under 2 weeks actually. But yeah, so this one thing is 3 ounces. It's crazy, right? Okay, anyway, moving on. Okay. Yep. Get this out of my sterile field. Let's put this in the strainer, which is going there. Okay. So, okay, so in order to dry them out too, I think Captain Mustard said to put them on wax paper. I think I did do that the first time. I guess because wax paper can go in the oven maybe. I don't know, but I did all that and I wasn't thrilled. I was happy with the mushrooms, but I didn't like the way they looked. Okay, and wax papers, I don't know, it's not really that absorbent. I found just a couple layer paper towels is fine. And a fan, really, in like 4 days, it'll be good. Okay. Even this little one, let's see. This is almost an ounce. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so, let's see here. The little ones, you could probably just go like this. Right on the paper towels. After I put them through the strainer, I'm going to dry them out on paper towel. I'm not going to saturate them, okay? I'm just going to rinse them off. Yeah, probably should have waited a little longer on this bag. Look at that. That is like a snowman family. Look at that. Okay. Okay. We got a lot more. The other one, but it's okay. Maybe not the. That's about the same amount, I guess. Even the little ones you can pull up, okay? Or you could just leave the little tiny ones. You'll see a lot of them. They almost look like seeds. Okay, that is the mushroom cap. Okay, there's a lot in here. Okay, now, best way what you do, I should have gotten a bowl, but I'm just gonna dump out the loose stuff, okay? Yeah, if you dump out the loose stuff, then you can go through it and pick the top and pick out. Okay. I want to make sure it's a nice clean top for the next flush. Yeah, I'm so glad this is nice and white around it. That's a good idea. Because working with spores and stuff, which I've never done, but I do know about them, and I do know people who have done that. I just don't have the right environment to do it. And with spores, starting from spores, there is literally a 50-50 chance that you will have a harvest at all, okay? Because mainly due to contamination. Okay, so these being in the bag is an awesome idea. For the right price and everything. Of course, I got 2 this time, and I'm thinking I should have gotten 3 and 4. So 2 is fine. Okay, so I have these lights that are on a timer. I'd say the more light, the better. But I think I have it on for 8 hours. They keep on, they keep off. Okay, and it's they're the full spectrum grow lights. I guess you could do whatever you want, but I really went along with what it says, because you can go red, and then blue, and then red-blue, which is violet. Okay, so I started off a week of just having the red light on it. Okay, and as soon as I saw little baby mushrooms, then I put it onto blue. So it's up to you what you wanted to do, but these lights are awesome, and they're really cheap too. I mean, I got a foursome here. I think it was like under $15 for a 4, and I have one that just has 2 on there. It was like $8, so they're cheap, and they're called full spectrum grow lights. Very easy. Okay, you got this from Temu. Temu, you can get very addicted. Be careful. Okay, and then after you don't need them for lights, you can hold press conferences. Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm really tired. Okay, anyway, so I got everything out of here, okay? I'm going to clean them, drain them, and lay them all out on the paper towel, and just leave them there. Make sure no one bothers them. They don't have to be covered, just try not to have a lot of traffic in the room that they're in. But once they're cut and harvest, contamination, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. So remember how white they were? Look at, see how they're already? Remember how white they were? Look at, see how that? It looks like they're bruised. It's not. That's just the oxidation of the silicon. Okay? You can look it up. I know, I sound like I know a lot, but I really don't, okay? Because this is really simple in terms of this, okay? So these will have to be cleaned. So I'm going to put them here. Okay, even the little baby ones, little tiny baby ones. I could have waited probably a day or so more for these, but it is what it is. All right, they're still good, okay? I got the bags at the same time. Okay, so there we go, right? Okay. So let's put these. It's heavy. Here we go. There you go. That is 2 bags of happy mushrooms just picked. Not cleaned yet. But like even that, I want to clean that a little bit more. definitely, you definitely don't want to eat that. It's gross. Okay, so, and then really all you do, okay, so I'm going to rinse them, just rinse them, not saturate them. Just lay them out here. I'm going to get new paper towels and just lay them here with a fan. They don't need light or anything, they just need a fan, but these need light, so they'll all be on this table, okay? I need a bigger workspace. Okay, so then what you do, okay, yep, get everything out, and like clean it, okay? Okay, so then after you take all the mushrooms out, this is what it should look like inside, okay? Just like this. I love it how it's so white like that. Literally, last time I had so many mushrooms growing on the side, and it got really blue. Anyway, I said that already. Okay, so that's what they should look like. That's it. Okay, and now you're ready. In 2 weeks, you'll have another flush, okay? Alright, so this one, I just want to get the fragments out. Okay. Okay, and then the next part is very important, what they say. Okay, okay, so now you want to drench these for 24 hours, right? Like literally, just pour water, make sure it's like distilled or, filtered water. I just used the Brita jug thing, that water, okay? And you want to make sure almost till they're floating in the bag, okay? Okay, and literally have something to weigh it down so it's not floating, okay? Pour water in there until it's floating, okay? Here's my bowl, okay? Okay, so you do that, okay? And I use like a thing of bottled water to hold them down in the water because you want the whole thing to be drenched, okay, for 24 hours. Then, after 24 hours, same thing like I just did, open it up, get all the water out, blah, 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 all the water out, all of it, okay? All the water out, and then, see how it's not cut through, you go like this, okay? And you just fold it, this is how I do it, okay? And I just use these, okay? You won't have to spray them for about a day after you drench them. Okay, and that's it. And then they go under the lights. So, I've been spraying them every day. If you don't see moisture in the bag, you want to spray them, okay? Don't spray directly, okay? You just pick up the bag like this. Boom, boom. Okay. Just, okay, like I said, there's a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, and this is filtered water. Okay, so that's all you do, spray upward, okay, again, if you spray right on them, they are going to get blue, and they could get, like, moldy, okay, so just like this, boom, 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 I'm doing it now, but you don't have to do it now, this is after you soak them for 24 hours, hold them down in that water, I have, like, something like this, just put water in here, hold them down, make sure the whole thing gets drenched, okay. And then after that, get the water out, fold it down, blah, 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 and like this. That's it. But just make sure you see the moisture in there. If you don't see moisture, then give it a little spray. 3 or 4 sprays, that's it. But the moisture, right amount of moisture and right amount of lighting, can't talk, is important. Okay? For good truth. Okay? So now, I have to go down and get my distilled water, so that's the end of the video, but, so I'm going to go down and get my distilled water, put these in here with water, keep them weighed down, and then I'm going to clean these up and lay these out to dry, and I will do another short video, or maybe just a picture of what they look like in like 4 days, okay? But yeah, it is important to have a fan. Not directly on it, just definitely a fan. It'll help. Again, if you want to put them in the oven for 15 minutes, you can. But they're going to get black. Not because they're burnt, just because they shrivel up. They don't shrivel up if you air dry them. But again, do whatever the fuck you want. Okay, so, okay, I'm gonna clean this up. Okay, so, that is my video for my happy mushrooms, and I hope you have a happy day. Peace. Fuck Trump.